Hello, my lovelies. This is Grand Madam. Welcome to the Grand Collective. This was impromptu. I almost forgot about the blood moon. Pretty much because we're not going to get to see it tonight on the eastern seaboard or continental United States or the islands. The blood moon, you will see the continent of Africa and Australia and Antarctica. It's on the southern hemisphere this time. And it's hitting them full force. All right. What the lunar eclipse? Oh, it's a lunar eclipse too. Okay. Whenever there's an eclipse, there's an energy shift, and that shift is caused by a lot of data that's being hit. It bombards the Earth. So tonight, the lunar eclipse, the moon itself is a full moon in Pisces. And I have pulled 3 cards from the Moonology deck because what it is advising is this. The full moon in Pisces itself talks about balancing out spirituality and practicality. In other words, come out of la la land and deal with the reality before you. This is going to be quite difficult because a lot of people have very deep-seated beliefs. They were some born with them, others taught as children, and now they're all challenging and they are falling by the wayside. The world we live in today, they just don't work anymore. The full moon eclipse is saying, look, conclusions are coming. The end is almost near for all of the disruption that has been caused by beliefs that no longer matter. Okay? And it's over here in the U.S., it's been a lot of disruptions, a lot of that. The full moon advisory is saying, surrender to the divine. Okay? Now, with that, as I said, whenever it talks about balance, that means some conflicting information is out there. Now, I don't know what things are being done over there on the African continent or Australia. They'll be able to see the blood red, beautiful color. Sometimes it looks pink. That's a beautiful full moon. Right now, outside my window, it's like 9 p.m. I'm Eastern Seaboard, DMV, and it's a beautiful white. It's just glistening out there right about now. And that means we're still being bombarded on the Earth, but most of the power is going to be hitting the Southern Hemisphere. Okay? We still get a little stuff. We're going to get some because we're in turmoil over here. Mental turmoil. It's mental turmoil. What to believe, what not to believe. And then we find out that our sources of information have been compromised. So we're up in the air about that. Now, I'm saying all that to say this. You have got to keep yourself grounded so that you can keep yourself clear-headed to make whatever decision that you need to make or to tell yourself whatever thoughts you need to have to survive, okay? To stay sane and not go off the deep end. No crashing out aloud, okay? I'm curious. I have my yin and yang oracle deck. Let me move these out of the way here. And so let's just see what keywords crop up, okay, for this lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces. Oh, another thing. Don't worry about missing it because the effect is going to last 6 months. Okay? 6 months. Whenever we have these little transits and things in the cosmos and they impact the Earth, it's not a 1 day or 2 day thing. No. And things do get compounded. And that creates a lot of confusion for a lot of people. People have conflicting emotions, conflicting ideas. They're not sure which way to go. That's why. That's why. Conflicting energies hitting the earth. Okay? And if you're sensitive, you're going to pick them up. So, what keywords are going to be helpful to the collective during this lunar eclipse in Pisces? And as we know, Pisces deals with dreams, fiction, gaslighting on the negative side, the arts, music, dance, emotions. Did I say emotions? And clarity, all at the same time. That could be his Virgo opposition there, though. It's Virgo ops. That helps. And great storytellers, believers are Pisces. So let's just see what keywords are coming up for the collective right about now. And they are and remind me to do a lunar eclipse mantra before I get into the reading, because I want to know how we're going to be impacted over here on this side of the world. Keywords are this is in the past there was a lot of lack which led to suffering. Now people are going beyond it. They're learning to live beyond it with transcendence and unity. Have you heard what has been going on in Burkina Faso? In Burkina Faso, President Traore, Ibrahim Traore, has pulled together the citizenry of the country to build dams. Now, this is a landlocked little country, a nation, and it's in the Sahel. That's south of the what? The desert, the Sahara. Okay. These people have built about 50 dams throughout. Traore has seeded the area that was in the desert. They are growing grass. They are growing crops. They even have rice areas to grow rice. And you know, where there is rice growing, it has got to have more than enough water. It's rainforest type of environment there. And the people are doing it free of charge. Well, voluntarily, but they are fed, and if any medical problems pop up, their health is taken. Everybody is out of the house and at work. They have divided the labor force according to age. Isn't that interesting? Now, when it gets down to gender, the heavy lifting, the men do it. But otherwise, we have the women and the children working, and they have accomplished what they have set out. They built those dams with shovels, garden hoes, and some of them even brought spoons, and they did it. No modern tech, they did it. And of course, they've been planning, and now they're exporting. Where they were getting aid, now they're exporting their own food. All this was done in a year. 1 year. And everybody was taken care of. But everybody had a job to do. Everybody. Nobody stayed home. If you were infirm, then you did one of those sit-down jobs. Okay. But you worked too. And I thought this was great. I thought about myself. They had some older people out there. If you were over 50, you weren't going to be digging the ditches. You were going to be pulling the weeds. Okay. That was one task. Another task was for people over a certain age, like in the elderly and the children, I think under between 5 and 10, they were supporting that. They were serving food. They were making and serving the food for the people who were working, and that was everybody, and it worked. So they have gone way above and beyond. They have no need for foreign aid, no help. They have transcended through their own unity. They have already transcended agriculturally to the point now they have food for export. They don't need any aid. They export their tomatoes. They export their rice. Yeah, and probably some other things. But that's just an example of what's going on now. Okay? Be good to yourself during these times because some of you may get hit the hardest when it comes to reality versus belief or practicality versus belief. Nurture yourself. Take care of yourself. Okay. Looks, this is also a good time to purge. It says release, surrender, and purge. Get rid of what no longer serves you. There's going to be a lot of deception. This is what's being uncovered and dug up. But they're going to get it full force over there in the southern hemisphere. We've been dealing with it already. We've really been dealing with it. Okay? So that's what's happening here. This is what's happening for us. At the bottom of the deck, integration and union. Okay? So we're going to be fine. Everybody's going to be fine. It's going to be difficult for some, but not all. All right, now let me move these out the way. So much for that. Now, I went all the way downstairs and got this. This is for us. I forgot our little breathing exercise before I get into the reading. I want to know what's going to happen if Felon tries to send the National Guard here to Baltimore. The governor already said no, sir. And as a matter of fact, he has called in my governor has called in the state troopers and the Department of Transportation Police to support the Baltimore City Police, and of course the county police is coming too. Oh, they're gonna be coming. So hey fellas, you forget that barbecue, you gotta come to work. And ladies. Lady officers too. Non-binary officers, y'all coming? You can forget those vacation days, just delay them. First things first. All right, let's do this breathing exercise. We're going to do on the count of, we're going to do it 5, to the count of 5 this time, because things are getting really scary. Okay. Breathe in through your nose to the count of 5. Hold it for the count of 5. Exhale through the mouth for the count of 5. We're going to do this 3 times. Begin. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale through the mouth. Last time. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale through the mouth. The reason I chose this bowl is because this is called a full moon bowl. It was manufactured, created, developed during full moon in Nepal. So this is my full moon bowl. I haven't played him in a long time. Okay. Now let's just see, what can we expect in the continental United States during this lunar eclipse? No, that's not what I want to know. Well, maybe, yeah. Lunar eclipse. What can we expect during the lunar eclipse? The next question is going to be, what's going to happen in the event Trump sends the troops to Baltimore or tries? Because as it's going now, allegedly, this is for entertainment purposes only. I would not be surprised if the police met them at the city limits and told them they had their National Guard, they had to go back. Because we have our National Guard too. I would not be surprised. Moore knows how to maneuver Trump. He's not going to be mean, ornery, nasty, and troll him like Newsom, but he knows how to get around it. Okay? What can we expect? This is going to be quick. Over here in the U.S. with this full moon eclipse. When is the equinox? I forgot to ask. I forgot to check a calendar. Equinox is coming up too. Fall equinox. What can we expect during this lunar eclipse for the next 6 months in the continental United States? Or let's just say this side of the world, North America. Maybe Central in there too, maybe. What can we expect? All right. Take the center. Okay, here we go. Overall energy. Oh, look at this. Stalemate. This is my opposition card. There's no headway here. This is a practical stalemate between two opposing factions. So we have the Two of Swords. Wonder who they are. Oh, look at this. And we have multiple attacks on one particular person. And he's trying to fend them off. This is a defensive card. This card is in defense mode. Huh. You know what that looks like already. And crossing it is the, look, celebration. So somebody had a celebration that stirred up damn near World War III, okay? The collaborators. Now we know who this is. This is all about, you know who. Felon and the group. Felon is being met with serious, very strong opposition right about now throughout the country. Okay, we have a country struggling and trying to recover from what has happened. This is a Nine of Wands. People are trying to get back to work. People are looking for work. People are trying to make the country work. And here we have the Three of Wands. This is reaping the rewards of what has been done. This is the outcome for what has been done. The Doge business and all of that. There still continues to be Five of Swords manipulation here. This is what this whole business with sending troops to the different cities, specific select cities. Sending in the National Guard to cities whose crime statistics have dropped significantly, 20-30%. A lot of deep emotions right about now. A lot of things are stirring in people, but people are still, they're grounded, and they're being very, very reserved and conservative with their appearance. They're not showing any emotions. Very stoic. People are being, that was the King of Cups. Building strength. It's the strength card. People are building strength. There is a whole movement, a momentum that is anti-government right now. And here's the energy of the Queen of Wands, the bully. That bullying energy, that's the negative energy that she has. Anything that she wants, she's supposed to bully her way to get, or she can charm her way to get it, depending upon who she's talking to. This is the Queen of Wands. This is what's floating around in the environment right about now. Initial outcome is the Four of Cups. Major disappointment here. Major disappointment. There's been some success with this administration, but it seems that it's nowhere near enough. And they have left in their wake a lot of disappointed people. Disillusioned people, too, which means this is interesting. The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles deals with the economy, with the money, and it has slowed down to almost a stop. Which means those tariffs didn't do a thing but stop us from making money. And look, now there's a mad scramble. Here we have the Four of Pentacles holding on to what we have. Trying to keep the money in the country. Hell, we're trying to keep the money in our wallets. Because it's flying out. For the next 6 months, this is us. So we're going to hear some conflicting information again. And then, the problem, when you're dealing with conflicting information, you're going to have to go digging and do the research yourself to find the truth. Okay? This is the Two of Pentacles, and it is in the mental challenge, which means our mental challenge as consumers and as citizens basically is going to be trying to sift through the truth. We're going to have to use our discernment. We can't guess. And we surely cannot rely on public information. Our emotional challenge, getting unstuck. Because when you can't figure out which is the right way to go, you can't move. But in the same token, you might be able to learn how to see things differently so that you can move. You can change your feelings about certain things. And that was the Hangman. And the overall outcome to this the overall outcome is a new beginning. This is the Ace of Pentacles here. And to me, it looks like by this time next year, it says 6 months, but this is a full summer. This is not a spring card. This is a summer card. By summertime next year, we will be in the position to start anew. We'll have new opportunities. We'll be bringing in fresh money, new jobs, totally new circumstances, which is going to be, it sounds good, y'all, but it's going to be one heck of a challenge for a lot of people. A lot of people. So keep your health strong and your mental state strong. Okay? At the bottom of the deck, we still have manipulation. This is the Magician. And then again, this could be for us to making things happen the way we want to. However, look at these 3 cards here. We have the Magician. Next to that, we have the Moon. And next to that, we have the Thief. So there's still some shady business going on behind our backs. Okay? And we may not see it, but we're going to feel it. So we've got to stay mentally and physically and spiritually strong. That's all we can do for now, until we figure out something else. All right? Because once that whatever it is needs to be figured out, there is going to be a report on it. And I guess this is going to be the State of the Union for real. And this time, the secrets are going to be brought out to the surface. They're going to be brought out to the world. Okay. Oops, I forgot the bits there. Brought out to the world. And it looks as though we have this Queen of Pentacles here. And this might be working women, this might be black women working with money, moving in a whole different direction because they've been offered opportunities somewhere else. Now, this can be just dark women, or like I said, black women, brown women, given opportunities to bring their talents elsewhere because they're separating themselves. That's interesting. Separating themselves from what's no longer working for them. Here we have the sun, and look at this. We have the sun and the star. So they're separating themselves from whatever is preventing them from becoming the sun and the star. That is super success. Okay? That's interesting. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a brain drain, like going to different countries, or that's usually what it is. That's usually what it is. So I'm going to stop there with that because the question that has me. So it's going to be interesting the next 6 months here. I want to know if the troops are coming to Baltimore. What? That's got to be that. That's not hilarious. Okay. Clear this. Now let's put this in here. Okay. Now, is Trump going to say? What happens when Trump tries to send troops to Baltimore? What can we expect from Governor Moore? And he gives me the impression he has shown me how to handle those those supervisors and managers that don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're above you, giving you orders. He has shown me how to manage those people. I wish I had known about him like 20 years ago, but he probably wasn't even. I don't think he had those skills then. And 50 years ago, he probably wasn't even born. But anyway, yeah. What's going to happen if, in the event, Trump tries to send the National Guard to Baltimore? Because Moore is shoring himself up. He's shoring the city up. And I wouldn't put it past him telling him, I didn't call you here. Don't you move. He's Commander-in-Chief for the Maryland National Guard. Now, I don't know how welcoming they're going to be if somebody from West Virginia or the other states, they're going to have to deal with the Maryland National Guard. Temperance is the first card. That's the energy. That's going to be touch and go. Touch and go. Trump's never met a man like him before, and never will again. Here we have the star of the show. The focus. The focus is going to be the troops. The manipulation. So he's going to blast the manipulation in half. That's what he's going to expose it. And look at this. Whoops. Look at this card really good. Do you see those soldiers turned around? Turned away? Swords on the beach, on the ground. And this man standing here with both swords in his hand? That's a potentiality right there. More. King of Swords. Yeah, I think he's a Libra or air sign, but he's also former military. And this is the military man of the zodiac of the tarot. Okay, the King of Swords. A lot of confusion, a lot of options, a lot of opportunities. A lot of options. That's not confusion. That's a, oh look, it the buck stops here. The buck stops here. The end of it. Now this is interesting because he's at the bottom of this spread, and this is at the top of the spread. It's the end of it. In other words, the idea of it is going to be brought to a screeching halt. The manipulation will stop. It's the magician. Okay, how many major arcana? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I need one more. And look, some folks are gonna be sent away, or they're going away. 6 of Swords. They're on their chariots and they're gonna ride. I had a feeling he was gonna send them away. Withdraw. Look, they withdraw. Hello. Oh, I will stay home and get 2 6-packs of beer to watch this. And I know I'm going to have to watch it on YouTube or TikTok because they're not going to have it on mainstream. Hello. And he's going to use his skill and his knowledge to do this. I've seen that. I see that. I see that. Anxiety is building. 9 of Swords. Felon he's scared. He's not sure how to manage this man. He's never seen a man like this before. He does not know how to manage a man like that. He can't. Man manages himself. The mental challenge is going to be the decision that's been made. The judgment call. Somebody's going to be bitterly disappointed and regretful. And I don't think it's going to be my governor. He's offering him another invite. The governor is going to offer him another little invite. Bottom of the deck. Bam! That's that army sword. That's that army sword. You know, their dress greens, they do have this. Well, they don't have dress greens anymore. What do they have? They're this weird look. I thought they were Marines. Have you seen the Army's new dress uniform? I thought they were Marines. But no, they're not. It's black. Yeah, they pull that sword out. There we are. Now this is interesting. Okay. He's going to be working with the truth and the troops. I don't think this person's ready to go into battle yet. 9 of Wands. And I do believe somebody's going to think he's going to sneak these guys in here. And gals. Which possibly could lead to a conflict that would end quickly. And then the tables would be turned. So that's potentiality. My thing is, like I said, somebody's gonna try to sneak in at the last minute, but all eyes are watching, and the troops are This is going to be a showdown. Oh, this is going to be funny. I can hear Newsom saying something now. Okay. Yeah, there will be a standoff. Take your butts back down to D.C. Don't even try me. Don't try me. Here's the victory. And right next to the victory is the sun. And here are these women. Oh, well, forget it. All right, folks, that's it for tonight. I just had to pop on and tell you about the lunar eclipse I almost missed. Is she still out there? That was to have taken place around 6:30 my time, 6:08 my time, I think. But if you miss it, don't worry about it. You might be able to catch it on space.com. But it's going to be in full effect for the next 6 months anyway. We'll be good. We'll be fine. But this is going to be even more interesting times. But I'm going to keep up with what's happening on the southern hemisphere, because I think Australia is getting ready to go through a thing similar to us. And I want to be on top of that too. So, yeah, because it's all connected. It's all connected. All right, folks. Much love.